Where'd the clapper go? I'll get it!
What just happened? It was right here.
Right there.
Oh, there it is.
Super eventful.
Yay!
And clacker.
After the last time when it didn't actually happen, I'm super depressed about it.
Oh.
Logan uses clacker. It's super effective.
It's super effective.
Alright, welcome to podcast 12. 12.
I think that's the first one that we can absolutely for certain say.
It's
it is number 12.
It is number 12. So I'm Ashton.
I'm Logan.
I'm Brooklyn.
Vandahar.
AKA
Tristan.
Tristan. And this is our last podcast. So I mean, it's not going to get feelsy, but
I'm not really sorry.
We're going to talk about. You want to talk about we can talk about college and stuff. Obviously, Tristan is going to continue, but he's not going to college this year.
Not yet. I'm sure you'll make it there someday, buddy.
All right, wait.
Somewhere in a wide ocean.
But yeah, no. So yeah. I don't know.
So
I don't know how to segue out of that,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, well, where are you going to college, Ashton? I know where you're going to college, but let's tell everybody else.
Let's pretend we don't.
let's pretend we don't know for a second. I'm going to Kansas State University. Pretty exciting.
And you're going to be studying... Wait!
Undecided. I'm majoring in undecided.
Undecided. Dude, I was gonna
what's
guess
cool?
world history. You seem like a historian to me.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not, because I actually really do enjoy history. Oh, no, I'm going to study mechanical engineering. So I think that should be cool. Where are you going to college?
I, Mr. Ashton, am going to Cornell College in Iowa.
The Ivy
Mount
League
Vernon, Iowa.
college?
No! Every time I get that reaction, and I'm like, if only.
Oh.
Not smart enough for that
Somebody else-
place.
It might have been Ruby. Somebody was saying they were going to Iowa.
Ruby and Caleb are both going to Cornell College.
Cool.
How
All
big is
three
the
of us.
school?
It's like 2,000 kids. It's tiny.
So 1 out of 1,000. So 1 per capita is a basalt high school grad.
Well, I need
Well,
Well,
to
no,
no,
it's
there's
gonna be 3.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be more than 1 per capita.
It'll be like
1.5 per.
1.01111.
That's pretty cool.
That's interesting. See, when I go to K-State, it will be 1 out of 20,000,
Oh, man.
and it will not be a very big percentage at all. Yeah, no, definitely big school. It's gonna be weird. Where are you going to higher education? I
Yeah.
would consider it higher education.
Yeah, like further.
Further
Further
no,
education.
Yeah.
I guess you learn no matter what
Yeah.
you do.
I think you might have to fill them in.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So I'm not going the traditional college route, but I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and they offer further education programs, and I'm hoping to get into one of those. A lot of them, I have to wait until I'm a little bit older to apply, but they're not on a semester basis. So, like, the first one I can apply to in November, because I'll be 19, and basically, if I get accepted, I can go anytime during the year. Or
Why is it
cool.
age-based? Can I ask that?
I think that's a good question. I don't really know why they picked 19,
Yeah,
but
maybe it's just
that's the
Just-
number they picked. They're I don't know.
They feel like that's the adequate number to be like mature enough for like that kind of experience kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's like, and it's a super structured program, like day to day, and so I mean, I don't know if that makes a difference, but like breakfast is at 7, and if you're late, it's bad.
So it's
Yeah,
like
well,
summer
we're definitely
camp,
not
but
fit
sort
education.
of, but yeah.
I would always
yeah.
be like, I'd be like showing up at 11. Where's breakfast?
No, it'll be cool, but I think that's part of it is just the, I mean, 18-year-olds and younger probably don't want to be up at 7 every day.
How does that class structure work? So like, do you do one kind of curriculum in the class for a certain period of time and then move on after that? Or?
This is where it gets weird. So it's
Okay.
it's a it's a vocational training sort of thing, but they have like Bible education classes, and they have those during the week after your vocational work day. Like it's primarily you go there to do volunteer work, and they train you in different job settings, and then the Bible education is on top of that. So it's like you work all day, and then the class thing is afterwards. But.
Interesting. So it's more of an experiential learning than a like classroom style learning.
Yeah,
that's cool. I took a leadership course in Scouts that was kind of like that.
That's awesome.
Where everything, all the lessons and stuff were taught in activities and stuff, but not like the meaning was really hidden. So we did for example.
I think you've told me about some of them.
Yeah, for example, I guess maybe these guys, I can tell these guys as well right now. For example, there was a course, we did a geocaching contest, right? So we were all separated into like groups of 6 or 8, right? And so I think there were 5 or 6 groups. So there was a lot of us, and we were all competing on a geocaching course. We all had different courses to finish that all covered the same amount of distance, but we had a time limit of an hour and a half, and there were like 10 stations, so you really had to hustle because you had a GPS and you had to like enter the stuff in, go to the cache, get the stuff, like do all this stuff, and then there's like a midway checkpoint, and that's where it really got interesting, is people would come check in, and we would see how many people are like behind, and the whole thing, right? Oh, let me finish what we did.
Yeah, I remember there was a twist.
And then so you'd get there, we'd be late, the whole thing would run late. It just, that's how ours went at least. Everyone was late, there was nobody on time, and then we finished way late, like 30 minutes late. And I staffed this course a year later after I took it, and it was intentional.
To be late?
To be
like
late.
The rush and
we purposely did not give the kids enough time. Right? And I know that sounds mean.
No, but you were teaching a lesson.
But we were teaching a lesson. So when we took it, after we got back, there was a chest, like a treasure chest, right? And it had 10 locks on it, right? 10 combination locks. They were like, your reward's in there. We were like, well, there was nothing about combinations. Like, we were looking around everyone like, was there anything about combinations? One kid goes, well, there was an extra slip in the geocache box that had some numbers on it, but I didn't think it was important. Right? We're like, oh, you have to be kidding me, right? And so in every single geocache box, there was a strip, a code, right? And so it was like a letter and then a number and then a set of numbers.
Okay.
So like there was J or J4 and then a set of numbers.
Okay.
Like I think a pair of numbers. And in every geocache, they had one. Right? And so the J4 coordinated with a single lock. And it was like J4 was, or it was like J1 or J2 or whatever. So J1 was the first half of that lock, and J2 was the second half of the lock. Oh my goodness. Right? And so us as a group were supposed to work together, right? But they intentionally gave us a time limit and made it sound like a competition to divide us as a group, when we would have been much better off coming together and working as a team together to finish the goal. Because the goal wasn't finishing the geocache course. We got no reward out of that.
Yeah.
Right? Our reward was working together and finding the lock and opening the chest. Eventually, there was a chest full of root beer, cold root beer, I might add. So after 3 days of being in the hot sun, in the middle of nowhere, kind of camping, there was ice cold root beer. That was the most satisfying reward
awesome.
ever.
That's sick.
And so, like, some of that stuff where
like object lessons,
and it was not, and it was an activity. It wasn't. We weren't sitting around. They weren't telling us what it was. They were like, they gave us this thing, and they tried to get you to realize what was happening.
Well,
I think that's the best way to teach someone,
Yeah.
right? And so, I think that there's a lot of lesson to learn from that. But I'm like glad that's cool.
Yeah.
That's more experiential learning.
I'm excited.
So sorry, plug
No,
my
that's really
story.
cool.
Yeah, no, I think that that's cool. So
Tristan, where are
Yeah.
you going to college?
gets quiet.
I have no insight to college, but I have college prank ideas.
Ah.
I don't. But there's stuff I did to my brother who was in college. It's all sad.
Is there? Do you know? Is there a school for video games?
Probably. I mean,
There
there's
ought to
bound
be.
to
There's
be.
gotta be. There's a scholarship for video games
Really?
that I almost applied for.
Huh.
There's an entire college made by the company Funimation. They
Really?
have 12, not 12. They have a bunch of companies and they try to get people to animate for their company.
That's awesome. Funimation does like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that.
Oh wow. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But that feels like more of a Full Sail kind of like, or a Wyotech.
I guess
Well,
you
no,
could
don't have
consider
to- you don't
Full
have-
Sail,
You don't
maybe.
have to work for them. It's like they give you the rights to it and then immediately offer you a job at their company depending on your ability.
I did something like that.
That's
I took
pretty
a 4-day training course with Alchemy, the audiovisual
Nice.
company, and they trained us. They paid us to get trained.
That's nice.
by the
That's
way,
sick.
Which was awesome. They paid us $10 an hour to sit
Whoa!
in the classroom and learn. Like,
That's
That's
awesome.
so
that's how
cool.
you, just to make your time worth it, because a lot of times your time's not worth it. I'll plug. They're still looking for people for this summer, so if
Yeah.
you really get on it, you can get on. Starting it pays really well, but yeah, I did a 4-day course, got paid for it, and it learned a lot. I learned I learned a little bit because I had a mentor, Riley.
I don't think I know him.
Okay.
I've
he
heard you talk about him.
He like crash coursed me on audiovisual, which got me pretty far. Like, I got decently far. But when I took this course with Alchemy, it was a whole new world kind of thing. Like I understand why stuff happens and how to fix it, that kind of thing.
That's really cool.
So, and then I got paid for it,
That's
which was awesome. And obviously, it's their training, so I may have to repeat it somewhere else. But it's all knowledge that I can apply somewhere else.
that's so cool.
So I don't know.
This is kind of tangenty, but my dad wants to train me this summer with Google AdWords, and I was curious if you guys knew anything about
Google
that.
AdWords.
I don't know much, but I guess it's like
Isn't it?
you don't it's a new marketing something or
Yeah,
other,
isn't
but
it like putting ads on Google pretty much?
I think, but there's like a real science
Is
or
it
math to it. Like
AdSense.
I think so,
That's Google AdSense.
probably.
It's been around.
I was
for
at
a while.
AdWords, but
AdWords.
that I don't know if that's
I'm not
different
sure.
or not.
Interesting.
That's where the subject can die because I don't know anything else about it.
Oh, I
Just
was
curious
about
if
to
you guys
ask.
did.
I was about to ask what that would entail.
I can look
but
it
it's
up.
not.
Google
Sure.
AdWords.
Google AdWords.
Google.
Continue to have a conversation with that.
Okay. Yeah,
That worked.
Did it? Yeah.
Anybody want to try a game that I've wanted to try on podcast for a while?
I'm a little
Is this a safe yes
suspicious.
or a scary yes?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I'm thinking.
So, as Logan may know, sometimes when you go through my messages, there are very odd and strange conversations.
I'm
that I
not
send
sure if
to-
I like where this is going. Continue.
I'm just saying, if anybody wants to give out a random number, I will pull up a random conversation in my text and I'll read it out because they're funny.
What do you mean?
Oh, like you know how you can see all the text conversations?
Oh, like
I'll give you a
pick a
number,
number
one
between
through
one and-
this, and then I'll pull it up and open it.
I'm not sure if this is.
Yeah, this sounds a
I
little
think you'd
sketchy.
have to get permission from the other person. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like the little ads on the top. It says, "Get your ad on Google today. Be seen by customers at the very moment that they're searching on Google for the things you offer, and only pay when they click to visit your website or call."
So there's like my
So Google
since my
Ad-
dad has
Wait,
a big
how-
business, like with every choice in words or whatever that he makes, it costs or earns a lot of money. Like it's a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
Wait,
It's a give and
sway
take
or
for
something,
sure.
but
So it's basically statistics.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Trying to figure
different
out
in
what
each
makes
state,
them-
and his is different than most companies because it's seasonal. And so, like, Google will recommend things that will actually make them lose money versus
Yeah.
get money. Since I don't know, but I'm really interested to see what all that is.
How does it tell, like, how do they charge you if they call? It's like if you get called in general?
Link.
Well, if they-
It's the
Oh,
link.
if you
Yeah,
link
they-
it.
You
What
know
if you're
if
on
they
your
use the link.
computer? How can, and
You're not gonna call with your computer.
yeah, that's my point. So then if you pulled up your phone and then called, like,
Then you
looked
don't
at
get
the
the money
number.
for that. But I mean, nowadays a lot of people will just look it up on their phones and then click on the link to.
So you
Yeah,
know
I
how
guess.
you know
I
how
get
Google
that.
makes money, right?
Mm.
Google puts, they used to not have those little ad URLs. Like they used to
Mm.
not have the ad links on the top.
Mhm.
They used to just have like the search results, but you could pay money to get higher on the search results,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? And so Facebook obviously would pay a lot of money to be on
Right.
the higher search results. I
Right.
think that's kind of what you're
I think that
talking
is
about a little
too.
bit.
Yeah.
But so they pay to get on the search results higher on the search results.
Yeah.
And so every time it gets clicked, right, Google gets paid a little,
Mhm.
and then, more traffic to the
Yeah,
the
so
website.
it's like if you have an ad that people click on but then don't act on, you're losing money.
Right.
And so it's trying to find an ad that people click on and act on or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
So you have to pay every time somebody clicks on
Yeah.
the ad.
yeah.
But you get reimbursed with people buying stuff off of your site
Right.
or from
Oh, so
traffic.
so
that you
you're
get
just
stuff.
making ads.
I
Yeah.
guess. But it's like trying to figure out which ads work in which parts of the United States and like it's gonna be interesting.
It'll be
yeah.
a project for sure.
Huh.
Maybe.
We
What?
can continue.
What was that?
Oh, I'm having a bunch of contractors come to my house to build something, but that's not important.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of contractors
In
at
your
my house
house.
right now.
Yeah, mine is like a crappy dojo thing, but no time to
Oh, that's cool.
Well,
A crappy dojo thing.
well, like, so I cleared off this area, and I have like probably about the size of this room of just like a flat area on my property, and I'm gonna build a building, and I'm gonna live out crappy fantasies with swords and tea, and I'm gonna give myself a crappy sensei name, and then I'm never gonna let anyone walk inside.
Sounds good.
And or forcefully make children clean my floor for a crappy excuse. Like, I'll be like, oh, let's do.
Wax on.
Yeah.
Wax,
Like, I'm-
wax on, wax on.
No, I was talking about, like, you know
Hang
the
the
thing.
coat, take the coat.
You ever seen the thing where, like, they got, like, the pants rolled up and they got, like, the sponge and they're like,
Yeah.
just do that. Just sit there and just go,
Um.
yes. It's all falling in place. Yes.
Tristan magically becomes the like premier sensei in Colorado. People are like lining up outside your house to like get training.
Tristan, I can
It's
see
all
like
the placebo effect. You just make them do chores around your house.
I'm not giving, like, you know, in the, like, new Karate Kid movie was, like, putting the jacket up and down.
That's-
You're not
Yeah.
teaching them anything. You're just sitting there just like, take water the plants. And then you, like, you just watch the action they do over and over again, and then you strike where they move their body part. It's like, look at you learning. That'll be $40.
Oh yes.
I could see you like manipulating your way to ruling the world someday, Tristan. Like just
Oh, thank you.
just like I think it
I don't
could
know
happen.
if that's a good thing. Or
I
not.
know, but
I don't
still, it
think
could
that's a good
happen.
thing.
Why?
Oh man.
I mean, how bad could it be that I rule the world?
How bad could
How
it
bad
be?
could it be?
I think that
Oh,
was.
when's the last time somebody said that?
Oh,
Hmm.
I wanna get
what
the-
could go wrong?
That dog.
Yeah.
I feel like
There's a video online of this guy
Would we get in trouble if we put it in?
No, we're not gonna insert it.
Okay.
We'll get in trouble.
Okay.
But there's this video on the internet of this guy teaching his dog to like salute Hitler and react to certain words.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. And it's funny depending on how you take it. But the last person that thought that was that dog.
Yep.
That dog's like I'm gonna rule the world today. Funny video. Also very inappropriate, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty inappropriate. The guy got arrested.
It's pretty bad. I can't recommend that.
I was just thinking about ruling the world, and then the first thing that came to my mind was burning ants with a magnifying glass. And then I
How
thought,
is
do you
that
do that at a
moving?
large, like a crappy like superhero villain, like with a giant magnifying glass?
Oh, like that would be the way to take over the
Yeah,
world?
like a crappy old Batman film, like the reverse of what happened with Mr. Freeze.
I've read some really interesting pages, and so like you said magnifying glass, but they talked about making space lasers
Space laser.
that would like orbital cannons and space lasers
What?
and stuff. Yeah, the 70s were a little interesting.
Speaking of space,
Aliens, man.
Aliens.
Speaking of space lasers,
But it's not feasible.
what was you had something.
speaking of space lasers, has anyone played Battleborn?
No, not
Not
yet.
played Battleborn.
It's the
I
reason
played Overwatch.
The reason no, I don't like Winston.
Okay. Anyway.
But
Continue.
the reason that came into my mind was there's this character in Battleborn. His name's Oscar Mike, and one of his abilities is oh crap, space lasers. That's like the actual name. And you get it, and then he goes, "Oh, you just stand by. This is gonna be cool." And then you see lasers shoot out, and then just a really loud maniacal laugh in the chat. And you're just like,
One of my favorite YouTubers got his own set of flags on World of Warships,
Uh-huh.
right? And so flags give you special boosts and abilities, right? And if you get the flags, you could buy them for a while. If you get the flags and put them on your ship,
Mhm.
right? It gives you like a 50% better chance to hit and light a fire on the deck of a ship,
Uh-huh.
but only on the rear half of the ship because he's Rear Admiral Jingles.
Okay.
And then he gets some like health bonuses and stuff or whatever. I forget what else it was, but yeah, funny. Space lasers.
Good old space lasers.
Good old
always
space
coming.
lasers.
Freaking.
Have you seen the Battlefield 1 trailer?
No, I haven't.
Phew.
I'm not gonna bring it up.
What?
I'm not gonna do it. No.
Why?
Battlefield.
Battlefield.
Has hurt me too hard in the past. I'm not gonna
I'm so excited.
I'm not gonna try to trust another Battlefield game. I'm just gonna sit back.
I want it.
I need it.
It's Battlefield, but World War One.
Yeah, but
The last time they made a World War One or World War Two game was forever ago.
You've
like
never-
a good.
you've never played Heroes and Generals, man.
I have played Heroes and Generals, but it's not like
My favorite
Good.
parts. My
it's
favorite.
not great.
But not.
I'm gonna.
It's
It doesn't have a Does it have a campaign?
no, but it's all clearly a joke game, man. Have you ever ridden on the back of a vehicle, looked at the map, and then looked right? The guy's arm phases through his whole body, and he's got a map. I always play it with my friends, and then he always goes, "You take a left at the tree." No.
No.
You can ride bicycles, man.
No, I've played a little bit of it. I have it on my computer. It's free to play. You should get it.
Okay.
We should mess around.
Yeah, you gotta charge into
It
battle
sounds
on a
fun.
bicycle.
It's free. It's like,
Within 20 seconds of playing the game, I saw where all the battle went. Like, there's a building, and they were all fighting in it, and I was like, bicycle. I know just what to do when I rode in the door.
It basically feels like Team Fortress if it was World War II. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Well, there's not,
That's
like-
how I felt.
There's not like the whole added benefit of like the different mega like in things like Team Fortress 2 where it's
No,
like
but it was just like people were like jumping around.
Yeah,
and,
there's
like,
no-
doing stuff.
there's no
no
order.
actual strategy or order to it. It's just
That's
like
what I
fight,
like
fight,
about
fight, fight,
Overwatch.
fight, fight.
Overwatch is actually like really team based in
Oh, yeah.
strategy.
or
and
you
stuff.
could just choose Winston.
What was that?
Slowly cans.
Dramatic aside.
There is a giant monkey, and he's just, I guess he's a gorilla. I don't know, but he sucks.
Do
He's
we
a
need
gorilla.
To discuss the difference between a monkey and a gorilla.
Speaking of the difference between a monkey and a gorilla, I don't know if we have talked about this on the podcast, but I dragged Ashton along to the...
We haven't talked about this.
to the Colorado Teen Literature Conference for book club. He's not in book club, and it was a funny story. So...
This was in Denver, right?
Keyword.
Yeah, it was in
Okay,
Denver.
Was that?
Keyword dragged.
Drag, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I remember
the-
that.
It's on the school website, and the Chromebooks always log into the school website, and I see like a book club in Denver, and I see Logan, and I see Ashton right next to him, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe Ash is a book club.
No, they were like, you're part of this. I'm like, and I'm like square in the middle of the picture.
Like you guys were
The
the first
first
thing
person
I saw.
you look
Yeah.
at is
Me.
like Logan and I. So
And so what happened was that I had a baseball game the day that they were all going up to Denver. And I really, really didn't want to miss the conference because it's like this really big thing. And it was awesome that I got to go. Thank you, Miss Bradley. But I was really scared that I wasn't going to be able to go. And then I eventually convinced my mother to let me drive up after my 2-hour baseball game, which would have ended at like, when did it end? 5 or 6? When did we leave?
6:30.
Yeah, something like that. And
We left at like 8.
Oh.
so then the plan was, okay, well, I'll find somebody to drive with me because that was the only way my mom would let me drive up to Denver after a baseball game. So I was gonna see ifCio could go with me, but then Cio's mom wasn't comfortable with me driving after a baseball game. And so we were joking around in podcasts, and I was like, hey, somebody want to drive to Denver with me? And I was completely like joking around, and Ashton was like, yeah, let's do it. I don't really think he got what he was getting himself
No,
into.
I didn't. I thought like, oh, let's go to Denver for the weekend. This is gonna be fun. We could like go shopping, maybe go to Elitch's or something. I don't know. And then we get there and it's like, oh yeah, there's a conference. It's like, what? We're already in Denver at that point. So I was like, might as well go.
Yep.
But so we drove up there and we got into the room at the hotel at like 11 or 12 and then had to wake up the next morning at like 6 and go to the conference, and it was so cool.
Hold that thought. We need to cycle the camera.
Okay.
So and then we're gonna have to
Or just push record and
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
turn it
Just-
off. Turn it back on again.
The movie we recorded exceeded the
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. It was split into 3 files.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
16.
And it started again.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Should we clap her again?
Clacker.
I got
Wait,
it.
I got this.
No, we
guess.
have to use the clapper.
All right, we're
did.
back. Okay.
Somebody
Well,
spent money
this
on
is a
that.
clacker. This is actually going to be in the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weak.
Now there's gonna
Now
be
they know
2.
we have a clacker.
No.
Is it clapper or clacker?
It's clacker.
Clacker. 'Cause
Well,
keep
I mean,
saying
it could be
clapper.
clapper. I don't know.
It claps and it claps.
Regardless, what were you saying?
Okay, so we went there and it was so cool, and I'm gonna kill myself because I cannot remember the authors' names.
Elliot something.
Elliot, John.
What'd they write? Do you know?
Something.
It was in Endangered and How It Went Down, and I
Okay.
don't remember
How
what-
it went down was, she had an interesting name.
Yeah, it was like sunset in an African language.
What?
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
part.
because there's a gorilla at the
It started
den.
with a K.
Yeah,
Huh.
we'll put the names up in the
Sure.
video.
There we go.
On the screen.
Right.
If we remember.
Right.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
it'll
Right-
happen.
Right there.
Maybe right there.
Oh,
Who
okay.
knows?
So
No,
just
no, right here. No,
the white.
I want this. No.
But they were so cool, and it was awesome to hear them talk. And we went to a few, what are they called?
Sessions.
Seminars.
Like seminars.
Yeah, seminars. And it was a lot of fun, and I took away a lot, and so did Ash, and he liked it a little bit too.
The first one was great. I really enjoyed the first one. It was
Yeah.
about dialogue and setting.
Yeah.
And that's super applicable to like other creative projects. So I was like,
Yeah.
I really thought it was cool.
But then the second one was about like diversity and stuff. And
Well, not necessarily. It was really about whitewashing
yeah.
the books, which I can agree with and all that.
Yeah.
jazz. It just
what got
it's
me
not where we wanted to go. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way. We didn't mean to go to that session.
Yeah.
And we ended up in it.
And it was, I mean, like, it was fine. It was fun until, like, the last 5 minutes when a lady started arguing.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Should we talk about this?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I've been trying to
No,
decide that.
I think we can relay what happened. If
Yeah.
it was okay in a school setting then, I think it's okay to say in a school setting now.
That's a good
Um,
point.
Okay.
I mean, she said that it's not okay for white people to represent African Americans in books
Huh.
or something
like to
like
write
that.
Right,
To
yeah,
like
yeah.
from their
write
perspective?
from the perspective because
Huh.
they don't know. And you
Interesting.
know, while I see her argument, I don't think I can agree. Right?
'Cause at the same
I didn't
time,
tell her
like-
that. I
No.
didn't say that
Right.
because
No.
that would be a very confrontational thing to say. But
At the
but
same
it
time,
was-
like in that case, female writers shouldn't write about male
Yeah,
characters
exactly.
or like.
and that's where I was kind of like, yeah, I don't think.
And
Yeah.
her whole
Huh.
argument was like the authors just won't understand. And I mean, being a writer and you being a writer,
Mhm.
like I don't think people realize how much effort goes into doing their best to make things like
Real and accurate and-
even if I was gonna write an autobiography about my life, I would go and research things that I was barely involved in so that I could nail it perfectly.
Mhm.
Like there's so much that that writers like will put so much time into making sure that everything is the way it would be.
And a writer gets grilled if he or she
Yeah.
is wrong.
Exactly.
Like there's no excuse for being wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
And so there's a lot of criticism there. And I mean, a writer definitely can be wrong.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For sure.
I found it interesting because it's one of those iffy topics, and it was,
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Huh.
I understand the concern.
It makes sense, but
And
I
then
just, it was just
it's
an,
an
it was
unusual
interesting because
point.
I'm really really interested and really deep into politics and stuff, that kind of stuff, and so that kind of stuff just
gets to you.
it gets to me a little bit, but it's fine, no big deal. So.
And then at the end, the last seminar that we went to was a like craftums is what it was called,
Craftums.
and it was like crafts for fandoms, which
Ah.
was so cool. Like
It was cool.
we made bow ties out of comic pages.
that's cool.
And they taught us how to make all these like really cool crafts for like Doctor Who stuff.
That's
and
awesome.
I got a couple of bookmarks from my favorite fandoms.
There was a TIE fighter that was made out of Sharpies and paper clips.
Yeah, which
and,
was
like,
really cool.
That's
It was
awesome.
an X-wing,
Awesome.
and you're gonna make me die, but
What?
It was an
X-wing.
X-wing.
Sorry, X-wing. No, they also had a design for a TIE fighter.
Yeah, but they had
It was
the
an
X-wing.
X-wing. They
Yeah.
had the X-wing. Sorry. Wow.
I-
I feel so bad for messing that
I
up all of
threw-
a sudden
D-
because I've wow. Okay.
It's
Well,
okay.
you
Don't
could-
worry about it.
I can't.
I was
what?
talking about. Oh, sorry. Go
You
ahead.
know,
Yeah.
you-
I was gonna say. I mentioned Star Trek today. For a really nerdy reason, and the person was like, "Yeah, Star Wars fan for life." I'm like,
Like,
yes
no.
and no.
No, there's no yes in that. There's
Well,
no.
I mean, I love Star Wars, but it's not the same thing as Star
Yeah,
Trek.
the worst thing that you can do is mix up Star Trek and Star Wars to
there are
somebody who
definitely
knows the
worse
difference.
things you can do fandom wise.
Well, that gets pretty close to the worst.
That does get pretty close. Like calling the Doctor Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Like,
like that's
referring to him,
That's
that
irritating,
character.
but it's not offensive. You know, and it's not offensive.
It's
either,
almost
but-
offensive.
Okay,
Like,
I don't take as much offense to that.
Yeah, I do a little bit
Okay,
because you can tell they're not a fan if they like.
if they're like, "Oh, it's the Doctor Who,"
Yeah,
like,
it's like no, not really.
You almost got it.
You could tell that like he's really not called Doctor Who because really whenever it's said in the series, it's like big and dramatic when
Yeah.
they say Doctor
You
Who.
can
it's
call
like,
me.
Oh, most of the time, if somebody's like Doctor Who, and he'll go, no, it's the Doctor.
Yeah.
Like he will correct them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what,
it's
what I was saying previous is, you remember when they had the Star Wars beta out for the game and everything?
Oh, for Battlefront?
Oh yeah, Battlefront. I don't know what plays it anymore. No, but somebody would go, "Oh, it's the AT&T's coming over the horizon,"
Oh, God.
and they'd make all these terrible phone
coming
jokes,
over the
and they call like
Oh,
the
God.
X-wings and like the TIE fighters and everything. Like there was a TIE fighter, and he's like, "Oh no, Virgin Mobile!" And they like run around. It was like all these really bad phone puns, and you're like, "Where did this come from? Why does it exist?" There was something with the grenades that was like they were like called people were like throw in a cell tower or something, but I forget why they were called. I think it was because they were like. No, they were cell grenades or something, and so I was like, throw in a cell tower, and
my
they'd like
God.
throw it, and you'd be like,
Have you remember? We watched Civil War. Have you seen? Did you watch Captain America: Civil War?
I haven't seen it. I need to
It's
see it.
so
Okay, there's one
good.
part-
I love it.
There's
I
one
loved it.
part where I can Spider-Man. You've
Okay,
seen it.
yeah,
I've
It's
seen
in
the
the
trailer.
that,
It's in
yeah,
the
yeah.
trailers, where he's
Oh,
he's like, we'll just say something happens, and he's like, guys, remember that old movie where they like fly around the legs of the walker? Like,
yeah,
and,
it's
like,
so funny.
They're like, Star Wars.
He's like, it's called like The Empire Strikes Back or something.
Yeah, and he's like, let's do that. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
And then one of the characters goes to
Totally.
Iron Man, and he's like, "Where did you get this kid?"
Yeah.
who played Spider-Man in that movie?
Oh, Tom Hall.
Oh, so it wasn't Danny Glover?
No, it was
No.
not.
He's
It's a
so
new guy.
good. He was such a good.
He was a really
That's
good
cool.
Spider-Man.
so
I need to see
good.
that.
Yeah, but there was like a big heated debate, and some people were like Danny Glover for Spider-Man for a bunch of things.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
I was close.
But I was.
How old is he? He's got to be like 18
Let's
or
see.
19, like or less. He's probably.
He's
that
a
good.
British actor.
Okay,
He was born. He's 19.
he's 19.
He was
Call
born in
it.
1996.
I,
He's gonna turn 20 in June, if that means anything. So
Okay.
he must have been like 18 when they were recording it.
Yeah. Wow.
Hmm.
About our age.
Where does
That makes me feel like I've not accomplished
yeah,
that.
yeah, what have you guys done with
I
your
hate that
lives?
feeling so much. You hear about these
Gone
like
so much farther.
prodigy piano players and like these these actors that are already
Have
like
you
done
been
with their
taking
career
piano
at
lessons since you
18.
were born?
Yeah, and you're just like,
I
I went to school yesterday.
Yeah.
I ate a full pizza in one movie.
Yeah, what have
That's
you
probably
guys-
my best
Just
accomplishment.
like I watched a movie once.
Yeah.
So, this is tangenty sort of again, but I don't know a whole lot about the Spider-Man movies. I probably have only seen one of them, but like stream of time, does Civil War happen any
Stream of-
relation
no,
or
So, okay.
So
Okay.
there's this.
I'm
You
gonna-
teach the thing.
I'm
Okay.
gonna learn you something.
Okay, good,
here.
good, good.
So, Columbia bought the rights to make Spider-Man movies from Marvel.
Okay.
Okay, and they made what's his name, Tobey Maguire, right? They made those 3 movies.
Right, okay.
Right?
Which are
And the
generally
first one-
considered not very good.
Right. The
Right.
first one did really well.
Right.
And the
I
second
think
one
that's
was
the
like,
only one I've seen.
well.
I think.
And then the third one was like, this is awful. This
Okay,
is the
okay.
worst rendition of Spider-Man ever. And then Sony was like, hey, we're gonna make Spider-Man now. So then they bought the rights to make Spider-Man,
Ugh.
and they made the Amazing Spider-Man 1
Okay.
and 2. And then 1
Those were
And were those,
okay.
like-
right. Those were better than the Tobey
Were
Maguire.
those like roughly same story, or was it?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Okay.
They both told the origin story of
Okay,
Spider-Man,
okay.
and then the second Amazing Spider-Man and the second Spider-Man are nothing like each
Okay,
other.
okay. So
Um,
Amazing Spider-Man was Sony and
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
So they have no correlation with each other.
Okay.
And the first one did pretty good, and then the second one kind of tanked a little bit. And then Marvel was like, hey, we kind of want Spider-Man back. But, so they kind of like, I don't even know.
Sony allowed them.
Yeah. So, like, they don't have the rights to do it. Sony was just like, okay, you can have Spider-Man.
Because Disney owns Marvel.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? But Disney doesn't own the rights to Spider-Man.
Right.
Sony does. And then who owns the rights to the X-Men? Fox.
Yeah, Fox.
Okay.
Even though these are all Marvel characters,
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
all owned by separate companies.
Weird.
And so
Yeah.
I think that there was an exception made for Spider-Man to be allowed in the cinematic universe.
Yeah. And it's because in the actual Civil War comics, Spider-Man plays a huge role. And he doesn't actually
He
play
does.
a big role in the movie.
He's in for like 30 minutes, and that's like it.
Yeah.
Huh.
But, like, he plays a huge role in the comics. Yeah. I won't get into that because we're like 40
We're 40
minutes now.
minutes in. We should probably.